Hi, this is Robert from Pioneer Smokehouses, and today I'm going to be introducing you to the Smoke Hollow Electric Analog Smoker, and let's give this one try. Model 26142E. I won't be saying that again, but you can find the link to the review article directly below and to the product itself a little bit lower. So anyway, this is a small, basic electric smoker. I'm going to first start off by running you through some of the pictures of the assembly. I didn't want to actually record that, so as I did it, I went ahead and took pictures. It came in a very standard plain marked box. I ordered it online just like everything else, and when it arrived, there was no damage or anything, and it was all packed with double cardboard walls and foam blocking and padding and tape inside to keep everything from moving. And inside was two boxes, and in the boxes were all the parts that I needed. So the first thing I did was I took all those parts out of the boxes, removed all the packing material, and spread them out and did a quick little check through. There is a checklist and an inventory sheet, and then all of the hardware is on a cardboard tab type. And you can see that in the very middle of the picture here. Then I just started from there, and the only tool it recommended, a Phillips tip screwdriver. Probably could have used a small adjustable wrench or the proper socket or open end wrench or something to do the job. But I didn't use that. I just went ahead and used my my electric drill and just went on with it. And you can see some of the pictures here. There's the legs. Here is the bottom tray, and I'll show you where that picture there is taken from. It's just this piece right down here in the bottom. And then the vent back here just screwed in with one bolt, and you just have to get it snug so that way the lock washer will hold. I'm assuming that'll probably have to be tightened up after multiple uses. Then this part here just slides right in there, and that's the chip tray. And these, so when you look at this picture here, you see on the side there the adjustable shelves, and there's some holes. These just pop in. It comes with two shelves and the holders for them. I would recommend buying two more. You'll see those links in the article to go directly to the manufacturer's website. I think that's the only place you can buy those. As far as the racks go, if you've got any old smoker or any old racks laying around, you can just cut them, or you can buy them from the manufacturer, the ones that exactly fit. I wouldn't waste my money on that though. And then you can see here, just putting on the handle and the latch and everything, pretty easy. They're just, these ones just screw right in, and some of them require some nuts. And then we're done. So now you can see this picture here pretty good. I have a picture of the inside there, and then down here is your drip tray. It just pops in and out. And then here's a close-up picture of the temperature of the it's a rheostat. It's just a spin temperature setting, so there's no numbers or anything like that. It just adjusts, similar to an old style electric frying pan. And then on the front you have a very standard thermometer right there. You do want to make sure, and I don't think that it's possible, but you want to make sure that you don't align the shelf with it. There is a little bit of this one right here might, if you put it in the wrong spot, might line up with the thermometer, so you might want to keep that in mind. And then the handles are very standard, just solid metal, and because it is double wall, those probably won't get very hot, but we haven't gotten to that point yet. Alright, so let's put this down and then move on. So in the directions it says to spray the inside with olive oil to season your smoker. I don't normally do that when I season my smoker, but because it says it in the directions, just for you guys, I'm going to do it. So you don't want to season your or spray down your electric element, and just let's see here, just to avoid that, I'm going to go ahead and pull this out, and I'm going to set the top on there just for a second or two. So just because I don't want it getting on there and burning off. Now I'm not exactly sure why it wants me to spray that down, but I'm assuming that if I spray it down, it will be easier to wipe out and clean. I never do that unless there's something gross, like I spill something or something like that. Once I season it, I don't wipe it down at all. And like I said, if there's something gross, I will clean the top of smokers because I won't want nothing like creosote or anything falling into my food. Another thing that I'll do is I'll just wrap extra shelves with tin foil just to protect that on the bottom and on the top. So now that we got that out here, I'm going to go ahead and put some chips in here. And I don't really know how fast it burns yet. Chips, this amount of chips, which is about half the container, that would normally be a little more than an hour's worth of chips in any of the other electric smokers. I'm not filling it all the way because I don't want it to burn more than an hour. And this lid goes right on the top to prevent the food from dripping in on there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. I didn't unbail this because I like to leave these bailed. If I'm using extension cords, I don't really figure any reason to do that. Then that way when I go to move this, it's all put together because I'm really bad at that kind of stuff. I'll just drag it around on the ground. Now I'll turn this. The light came on, which means the thing has the built-in thermostat is kicked on. But I'm going to go a little bit higher. I'm going to go all the way up to high and then back it down a little bit. So then we're going to come back down like that. There's some notches on here, and let's put that picture back up here again. And you can see where the solid line is for the high range. I'm going to put it at the very bottom of that solid line. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want it to be on high, but I want to get an idea of what kind of temperature that's going to give us. I have the vent open about halfway in the back, and that's about what I want to do just to start to get an idea. So right now, when I talk about modifications that I would see in the future for this, I would first of all say that I want some kind of chimney on the back. You can leave this and the smoke will just come out like the manufacturer intended. But I don't like that. What I like to do is just add a dryer vent stack onto the back, some metal. So if you take either a heating floor duct and just screw it onto the back, and then add a small piece of pipe to that, that'll get the smoke away from you and away from it as it's working. And then when you go to open it, there will be smoke that comes out, but most of the smoke will just kind of go away from you while you're checking on the temperature and stuff. So now I'm going to go ahead and shut this and lock it down. I can smell that the smoke is starting to go. The other modification that I would consider would be putting some thin lava seal around this. Lava seal, it looks like weather stripping, but it is like woven pumice fabric. And it goes around, it's food safe, and it goes right on there. Now, if it were a permanent joint, I would use the lava seal caulking. Like if I notice somewhere around one of these joints that it actually ends up leaking, I would just take that lava seal and put it right on there. There's two different temperatures of lava seal. One is a red and one is a black. I think the black is lower temperature than the red. And on a regular electric smoker, they really don't get that hot. Most electric smokers top out around 270 to 300 at the most, and so there's no real reason to put that on there. I think we're just about we're pushing up to 100 degrees, which means that the heater is working. We did not start anywhere near that, and it's still climbing. So I'm going to go ahead and let this run, and then I'll come back to you in a couple of minutes after we get it up to temperature and let you know where we're at, and then I'll let it do its thing and finish seasoning later. Alright, so I'll talk to you in a minute. Alright, so here we are back now. We've got a consistent temperature and a nice smoke flow, so we'll go ahead and take a look at that really quick. So I'm not sure if you can see. There's a nice flow of smoke coming over the back. I don't see any smoke coming around the seal. Running my hands around the seal, it is a little warm there, so there might be just a touch of smoke escaping from there that we're just not seeing. But I would say, to start with, I think it's a pretty decent seal, and there is a little bit of adjustment on the latch to tighten it down if you want to, take a try at that first. But like I said, I don't see a lot of smoke coming out, so it appears to be a pretty good seal. So it's been on for a while, and the temperature pretty much leveled out just under 300 degrees. So that's where that's at. So it probably has a pretty good upper end, but because of the kind of smoker it is, and you have to remember your extension cords involved and everything, I'm probably not going to push it much hotter than that because it'll draw more electricity. I'm going to go ahead and pop it open. So like I said, it's consistent at 300. Remember that while the handle does not, it's warm to touch, it's not burning hot, it will probably get hotter, so remember to always use the grip. And there is a little bit of silicone or rubber on the latch. Go ahead and open it, and you see smoke coming out right away. So you can see the smoke is coming out of the ends here. This is the water tray, and I don't know if I mentioned that before, but you can just put water in there, and you want to put hot water in when you load water trays. That way they will start doing their steaming right off the bat. And don't get any water on the element when you're filling it, because that can break the element if it's hot. But just a nice steady stream of smoke, not pouring out, but a good steady stream of smoke is coming out. So I think that's going to wrap up what I'm doing here. I'm going to let it keep running and finish off, and when that's done, I'll go ahead and do another video. So we will be doing pork chops in the next video. So anyway, so far so good. It looks like a solid unit. It's built well, and it's not really insulated, but it does have double walls on the sides, so it's keeping the heat pretty good. But we'll go from there, and if you like anything that you see here, the link's below. Oh, and I forgot to mention that I'm using mesquite flavored wood chips for my seasoning. I like to use a strong wood chip when I season, and then I adjust the wood chips to match the meat. And we have a whole article on our website about the proper wood chips for different types of meat. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I appreciate it. Affiliate links are below. If you use those, I will get compensated, so I appreciate it.